listening to the new amazing 102.5 FM. Its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the hosts of this talk show or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this radio station. Thank you.
Hey, it's Lonnie, and you're tuned into Amanda Sapp Morning Show on the new amazing 102.5 FM, your do good, station.
Hello, hi. This is the new amazing 102.5.
That is not how we started.
This is the new amazing 102.5.
Like a peel, like a peel, like a peel.
And the things that David Banner is about to say, we do not agree with any of it.
Wait, there's a certain way we do certain things. Come on through, David. Come on through, David. Come on through, David.
There are rules and regulations to be followed. I'm sorry, that was
come on through.
Before this black man comes on with all this black
we
power
not responsible for what he got to say or none of that.
I got to watch this. Hold on, y'all. We are always excited about the guests that we have on in the studio with us here at Amazing 102.5 FM. Today is no different. I need you guys to turn your volumes all the way up and your dials to 102.5 FM. He is an American artist, record producer, and actor. He has been known for songs like a Pimp, Play, Stunt is a Habit, Get Like Me. Some may consider him the voice of the black community. He is smart and intellectual. I need you guys to welcome into our amazing studios on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show, Mr. David Banner.
What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do?
Good morning. How are you?
Man, I'm so amazing. We had a listening party last night for Houston for my new album, The God Box 2. And it was, I was just telling you before we went on the air, I'm pretty good with visualizing things.
Sure.
I could have never envisioned how beautiful it was last night. So many people came out. You know, so many artists from all age range and all beliefs, man, came out. And they supported us, and we had a wonderful, wonderful time.
Let me ask you something. You've been in the industry a very long time. You've been doing music for a while. Why?
Ouch.
Well, I don't mean it that way. I don't mean it like that. No.
He's old.
No.
She good for doing that. She real good for doing that.
No, that is not what I mean. That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. It's just that you sound so humble and so surprised that people would support you in this way as it relates to music. Why?
Well, I'm grateful. We're not humble. Like, and if you look at the definition of humble, that means that you have to lower yourself for someone else.
Oh, thank you for saying
I know
that.
what God has given me, and I know what I am, and I'll never. A lot of times people want you to dull your shine because they're not willing.
Louder for the people in the back.
They're not willing to step up to the plate. You know, when we was at the release party last night, I told people the reason why a lot of people will hate you, and excuse me for saying it this way, will literally take your life, is because you are a reflection and a mirror to what they are not willing to do. You know, so when you stand and you're successful and you do for the community, you know, one of the reasons why people don't want someone like me to be successful, because if I'm successful, then they have to work out. They have to do for the community. They have to provide. They have to read. They have to be smart. They have to be all of these things. And a lot of times people just want to be lazy and suck off the culture. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful to be here, and I'm glad. I'm glad, and I've always been thankful, you know, for what Texas in general has done for me in my career, especially with me being from Mississippi and me holding on my back the responsibility that I've held on my back. So to have a behemoth, you know, like Texas is, like you can basically go platinum in the state of Texas, period, if the people love you. So I'm grateful.
Well, it's good that you say that, because a lot of times people will say, well, you got to leave the city, you got to go out in order to really make it. But you are a testament that you can be here, right here in this city, and make it. So, I mean, it is great. We are grateful to have you a part of the movement and the culture here in Houston. So thank you for your presence. Now, the God Box 2, why did you come out with this? What's the inspiration? Who, how, what? What's on it? Who's on it?
Well, it's so many. It's so many people on there, man. Bun B, Method Man, Come on, Lee, help me. Just name them out. T.I., 2 Chainz. It's Conway, Benny the Butcher.
Yeah.
It's Juicy J. There's this one guy that's on there. He is one of the sexiest people in the world. Oh, me. Yeah, him. But the reason why I came out with the God Box was literally for one of the biggest reasons. Those 2 people that's standing over there in the corner.
In the corner over here.
Regina Davenport and Sally Robinson. I ended up, bringing them into the corporation or my company, and music wasn't my focus. And they really gave me something to live for and want to push for. And Sally came to me one day and like, the game needs what you provide, and I didn't think about it like that.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, why wouldn't you?
Because, a lot of people won't talk about this, but Dave Chappelle said it, there's something about entertainment and the descendants of Africans. Like, it's just something that doesn't match, and it always takes a part of our spirit away, And the thing is that I realized, I thought I was one of the toughest men that walked this planet, and I realized that I do care. I realized that I am sensitive, I just had the opportunity to beat the brakes off some people if they make me feel vulnerable, And I think because I'm a man, alpha male, and proud of it, a lot of times we don't do self-check. And we don't realize that we're broken until all of the pieces are on the ground in front of us. And the music industry took a lot out of me. And I want to be one of those men that tell the truth. Like, I didn't take breaks. I was drinking and smoking and running my body. And I was 17 points away from diabetes. I had high blood pressure, sleep apnea. Was jumping on tour buses without, sweaty and soaking in recycled air, and all of these different types of things, and not nurturing the relationships that were good for me. And by the time I figured it out, like literally, I'm not joking about this, my doctor told me, like, you're gonna die if you don't change something. So if we always have this bravado about ourselves that makes these kids feel like, that something's not going wrong, they're going to follow the same path that we did. So, to a certain degree, this album is also released. The other thing about me is that, I had allowed my consciousness to take away a certain level of my humanity.
Please explain.
I tell people this all the time, and it makes some people uncomfortable, is that God is not good or bad. God is all. God is everything. So, if you really look at good and evil, it's really subjective to who and what you're talking about. One of my mentors told me one time, she said, is 30 degrees below cold? And I told her, like, yeah, it's cold. She said, unless you're on Pluto. It's hot. 30 degrees below on Pluto, it's hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's all about perspective. And to be honest with you, I wasn't expressing all of my feelings, because I felt like being conscious or being older, there was a certain way that I was supposed to act. Yeah, when you get smarter, you act a certain way because you know better. But I realized, and I talked about this last night at the album release party, you can have all of this information, but if you are not relatable to these children, it's just like you not saying anything at all.
They don't even hear you.
If they're not able to digest it, then it's just like somebody who's in the corner that's not saying anything. That's a mute. So I realized that, some of the things that I did that I used to be embarrassed of, that's what made me the conduit to something higher, because these children and these other people who were like me could feel me. I just had the blessing and the strength to express it. That's something that people always tell me that I have. I'm able to take very esoteric thoughts and processes and bring it back to our people and make it very simple. So we're doing that with this album, and it's jamming.
That's so good.
We got one of the best albums of all times. And I would tell you, one of the things that I really dislike about hip hop is that when Southern people do their thing, you know, they always criticize us, but when we do our thing, they don't give us the proper credit.
Come on, speak.
You know, and this time I'm not gonna wait for somebody to tell us that we dope. I'm gonna show them. Like, I mean, y'all excuse me, but I'm gonna tear their face off.
I'm with it.
I'm not playing.
I'm with
and
it.
you can go to, hold on. You can go to davidbanner.com right now and get a sample and a taste of what's about to come. What's up with the 49ers?
That part.
Already.
Ha! He said already.
Jayhlin has a question for you.
I wanted to know, whenever you recognized those changes that you needed to make, how did that kind of translate into your craft?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time. You just shine. You know what I'm saying?
She does.
Her mouth was moving. I was like, what you
She
say?
does.
Well, listen.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Whenever you recognized those changes that you needed to make for yourself, how did that translate into your art?
That's a great question. It doesn't really have to transfer if it's true. Like, to be honest with you, working out now is a part of my lifestyle. So I don't think about it like as much as something I have to try. I get in the gym now the same way I get up and brush my teeth. So like as you start knowing better, you start thinking better, and when you think better, you do better. So like, think about it. Like, you don't think about blinking your eyes.
Yeah.
That you just do that because it's a part of your central operating system. So the thing is that Salih told me one time, he taught me this. He said, you know, you are so black power that you starve out all the rest of your fans. Like, people still want to hear about your business acumen. I've done things in the business sector that just about no person, black or white, has done. We run 3 or 4 different corporations. I was just telling somebody, I did what we did. The largest urban relief concert in history for Katrina. Like, we just, our company just did the Thurgood Marshall, not this last one, but the one before. We did the Thurgood Marshall. We produced the Thurgood Marshall college fundraiser. We doubled their expectancy. They only had a budget for $325,000 for talent. We brung in $8 million worth of people. Like, Shaq hosted it for us. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby came through, 2 Chainz, India Arie. Like, it goes on and on and on. And I think what happens is it's because I just decided to do better. I'll tell you this, and if you don't mind, this is some advice that I give to everybody. People try so hard to change the world, but the way that you change the world is you change yourself. And once people see that it works, like, I give you an example, and I don't mean no disrespect to nobody. We tell these kids not to sell dope, right? But if you have some good dope and you stand on the corner, you're going to get something. You're going to get some money. You're going to get shots. You're going to get some jail time. You're going to get something. Amen. But if you tell these kids to go to college, well, you don't really know what you're going to get but a bill. So if we could show these kids being conscious, that you can make money with being conscious, they'd be conscious. If we could show these kids that doing for the community meant something, and that the community, if you did it, they were going to get around you. But our people are so socially irresponsible. The people who do for the community, I just walked in the building and saw the people who do for the community. They shouldn't want for anything. The rappers that do all the stuff that people tell you that rappers should do, we don't support them. I'm looking at K Reno right now, one of the most intelligent, one of the most lyrical rappers I ever heard in my life.
He's amazing.
Like, why isn't he not one of the top rappers, not just in Texas, but in the world? What he does with the nation, what he does with just helping people in general. Like, so for me, it's just living and being.
Do you feel like you have a responsibility to lift those guys up? And I know we're talking about them, but do you feel like you have a responsibility to put them on a platform, to share your space and stage with these guys as well?
I used to. A preacher in Mississippi told me once, he said that you keep playing Jesus and wonder why you end up on the cross.
What? Testing. 1, 2. But people need to hear that, you know.
People, brother, let me tell you something. Let me be honest with you. I had this type of effect on organisms all over the world. Let me just be honest with you, brother.
True,
Yeah, he said
though.
already.
No, seriously.
Oh, man.
No, but we do that. We do that as leaders in the community. You want to be able to bring everybody with you. You want to be able to put people on and things like that. But sometimes people are not ready for what you have to give.
And I don't take care. I don't take care of myself. Like I promised my staff this time, and I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I don't care what happens on this earth. I am not coming off my goal until I complete it and I'm able to take care of us the right way.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is most people try to save the world from the outside in. Like if you really think about it, and I'm talking about the men first. Let me talk to black men
Speak
first.
on it.
We want to save the world, but you ain't saved Houston. You want to save Houston, but you ain't saved your neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You want to save your neighborhood, and you haven't saved your street. You want to save your street, and the people in your house don't even respect you. Or you can't maintain what's in your house. So as much as we want to go outward, imagine this. Imagine if I made it where Regina and Salih never had to worry about anything in their life again. Imagine just with Latoya working for me, she didn't have to worry about work with anybody else in the world. First of all, most people aren't as attractive as me, and they're not going to get the amount of attention naturally that I get because I'm beautiful. But what I'm saying is seriously is that we end up trying to do things that are not our responsibility. You understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand.
So for me, when I have the opportunity and my spirit compels me to, I open the door up, but they have to walk in it.
I love that.
All right, now 2 quick questions.
All right.
David, what's next for you? What next big thing is for you? Is it a movie?
It is a movie
anything?
that he's got
What's
coming
next
up?
for you that we can see coming up?
Well, let me tell you, I have something very special, and I'm serious. Everybody under my voice, I need you to go to davidbanner.com, and I need you to sign up for our list. I am going to complete, we're working on a piece of technology now that is going to change the scope of culture.
Please tell us more.
And what I'll say is that we're going to find a way to do for our community in a way that people are going to have the greatest time in their life. They're going to learn something. They're going to be involved. And I am very, very excited about it. So, is it NFTs? Is it cryptocurrencies? Is it what is it? Tell us. What, I mean, are you into that? I was being cryptic on purpose. Right.
I don't know. I'm asking.
It's
because people are into that now.
It's a metaverse.
I love it already.
It's a metaverse. But let me say this really quick, and then I gotta tell y'all about. I gotta finish selling stuff.
Okay.
Black people are so into NFTs and all of these things when I don't believe that we're worthy of any technology that we can't fix. Like, we want an iPhone, but we can't fix anything but a screen. No, I'm serious.
No, I'm talking about the iPhone you do, but I
but go ahead.
I'm serious, and it's like, I watched it happen to Minister Farrakhan. Like, they blocked him on every social media site. For 7 months, I was ghosted on Instagram because of my social commentary. So the thing is that, like, we made so much money on Instagram, and I ended up putting like up to 80% of my business on Instagram. And then when those people decided that they didn't want our platform, like I saw some data that said that Beyonce's Instagram is more powerful than the Super Bowl commercial.
Wow.
And so why would they go and get commercials on the Super Bowl when they could just pay Beyonce?
Yeah, for sure.
And so they realize that, and they control us. So we are, I should say, at a Banner Vision, are creating a certain technology that's going to be able to get our people off. And I know I shouldn't say this, but y'all making me feel so good. I'm not. It's a certain number that I'm gonna hit. And once I hit that number, like, I don't even think that I'm a market anymore.
Amen.
Because it ain't for everybody. I'm just going to be honest with y'all, and I know that I'm an activist and all that, but what I'm realizing is some people need to be left behind. And I'm with that.
He preaching today, y'all.
Okay, dude. Now, my second question to you. Should men wear or not wear hoochie
Oh
daddy
God.
shorts?
Marco, please.
And why? And do you wear them?
I try not to focus on what any other man does. I try to be an example of what I feel like a real man is. But I try to be careful to not be as oppressive as I say that white people are.
Okay.
So think about this. I try to stop saying that God is a man. Because imagine, as much as black people love God, imagine how that makes our little girls feel. You know what I'm saying? And we really don't know what God is.
Right.
We say that we do, but we don't. Ain't nobody died and came
seen
back.
him.
You know what I'm
Took a
saying?
picture of him, bring it back.
Right.
So this is what God looked like.
And they talked about, I saw this on Netflix. And every race of people who said that they died or were near or close to death, God looked like their race. So what I'm trying to say is that there are certain codes that I think that a man should certain things men should wear or not wear. But who am I to say what's right?
Right.
All we have to do is show these kids what's successful. The thing is that white population and white supremacy, well, I don't say white supremacy, I say white insecurity because they're not supreme. What we won't admit is that black folks use guilt. This is what you should do or you shouldn't do. But it don't pay. White supremacy pays. So if we want kids to act a certain kind of way, we have to show success in that. I try to be a man's man and be successful in that. But if y'all don't support David Banner, I said this in a rap on the last God Box. I said, why would our children want to be a king when y'all let them kill the other one in front of them? Why would somebody want to be Martin Luther King when y'all let him kill King and did nothing about it? So I just try to be the right type of man, and if y'all want men to dress like I dress and act like I act, then support somebody like me. It don't necessarily have to be me. I hope it is, but I really hope it is. But like I just try as hard as I possibly can not to be oppressive.
Gotcha.
Now we're talking about how much you support children and how much you really want to see them shine, and you're an advocate and all these great things. And I know that you're a proud HBCU grad. In fact, after I posted that you would be coming here today, I had someone reach out and they said that he was the student government president at Southern University. So you've always been a leader, and this is not new to you. And so how are you instilling in the youth that you are mentoring about how important it is for them to also be a part of an HBCU or to get a higher education?
Well, if you go and read Claude Anderson's Powernomics, he said something that changed my life. He said we spend so much time trying to educate kids. He said education should actually be the last thing. He said you have to first provide the jobs. I told a group of lawyers, I said, I fail you all. And they're like, no, man, you do for the community, you do that. I said, but I can't hire any of you all. Black people are the only people who educate their kids and send them to other communities. White folks they send their kids to Harvard and then send them to the Third Ward. They don't. We the only people that do that. So like for me, I would rather feed you first. I would rather employ you first and then show success. Because think about this. I told a business teacher this straight up. I was growing locks when I was in college. And she said, you need to cut those off. I said, why? I was a business student. She said, because you're not going to get no job like that. I said, I never wanted to be hired. I'm here to learn how to run a business. And I said, matter of fact, you don't know nothing about business? And she said, what? I said, because you ain't got no money. How you gonna teach me about business and you working here? You broke. You living check to check.
Why you talk to that lady like that?
No, because she told me to cut off my hair.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? So cut your lies off.
Well, things like she could say that then because the Crown Act and
Still
all
was
these
broke.
things. Well,
Still broke. Still broke. You know,
How do
the worst thing we did was integrate. We cut our power off. We don't even have power enough to say or have a opinion about what our kids learn in school. We barely have power. Look, somebody said this a couple days ago. Watch this. You ready for this?
We're ready.
How is there a Juneteenth holiday, but they, especially in Texas, don't want you to teach about it? These white folks, wow, man. The God Box 2 is on its way. Make sure that you tune into the new, amazing 102.5. My name is David Banner. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. This may be the last time you hear this signal. He's talking about the white people. K-Reno, I need help.
That's what we say when we say on the radio.
Yeah!
You good.
No, but everything you're saying is on point. I mean, I'm sure that it speaks volumes to a lot of people who are tuned in today. So again, we appreciate that. Listen, you've got more things coming up. Tell us a little bit about A Banner Vision Productions. We do have to wrap this interview up, but tell us about that's company.
Really quick, there was a young black girl. She was 4 or 5 years old. This happened about 20 years ago, and it was one of the reasons why I created A Banner Vision. Little girl walked in, black girl. She was crying uncontrollably. Her dad said, "Baby, calm down, breathe. What's wrong?" She said, "Daddy, are there going to be any black people in the future?" He said, "Why?" She said, "Because I was watching the Jetsons and I didn't see none." Sci-fi, cartoons, most movies are about the future. And white people are preparing you for a future that you are not in. But hold on, can I backtrack for a minute?
Go ahead, please.
I had a new single that's coming out. That's an ode to Houston, well, Texas in general, and Pimp C. It's called Swangin. It's coming out on the 27th, and we played it last night, and Houston went crazy.
Did they love it?
Like, oh my gosh.
They love it.
And I just want y'all to know that it's coming out. Be sure to support it on the 27th. And yeah, but A Banner Vision. So I realized that, and I'm being serious about this. I used to feel a certain way about racism, and I don't mean white insecurity. I mean racism. And I talked about this before. The ism and the ist that's on race only means that you put your race first. So white racism is not the problem. It's black people's lack of racism is our real problem. Because the real truth, if we protected our own communities, provided jobs for our own, we wouldn't have to worry about what any other race of people are doing. Because, and I'm gonna prove, I thought about this last week. Watch this. We always say what we can't do, but white folks come in our communities and build our communities up, push us out, and it's the same land that we had. Like, all we gotta do is want to love and shop with each other. Black people spend more money than just about any group of people on this planet. We just don't spend it with ourselves.
Okay, now this is the topic. I understand what you're saying, and I agree in some sense. But a lot of times, it's things that black people need to do when they're getting ready to start their business to help them be able to do good business. There's a lot of things that they don't know that is necessary to maintain excellence when maneuvering. So would you say that possibly some education in that direction in the black community where you went to business, you went to school and you went in a business class, but everybody doesn't do that?
No, all you gotta do is start a business and fail. That's the only thing you do. Like, school don't really teach you nothing about business because business changes every day. One of my business, actually a millionaire at LSU taught us this, a multimillionaire. He said business changes so much that by the time they print the textbook, it's outdated. Like, you have to fail and not quit. That's how you learn.
So we just need to be not fearful.
Yeah, we need to not be fearful, and we need people to consistently support us. We'll say just black businesses. Like, I'll give you an example. I bank with a black bank, right? Their website is not the best. Well, number one, we don't support a black bank enough to keep up with all of the rest of these banks. But where it beats other banks is I know everybody in the bank.
No,
I could call my banker on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? somebody was trying to steal some money out of my account, they called me personally, be like, Banner, you need to come down here. Did you clear this check? You know, and it's not just because I'm David Banner, it's because I also had a relationship with people. You know, I want these relationships. I want to be. Last night at the at our listening party last night, I had 2 VIP rooms. I didn't go in them. I came here for the people. If I wanted to be a VIP, I could have kept my butt at home. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be with the people. I want to support the people in the same way that I want them to support me. What I will say that I do think that they need to teach black people is they need to teach them a history course. Mm-hmm. Because if black people don't like other black people, and I'm serious, and this ruffles a lot of people's feathers, Latoya, get ready for this one. You might have to clean it up. Most black people want to be white.
Oh well, yeah.
So if you don't want to shop with black people, it don't matter what you teach them, because they don't want to live around other black folks anyway. They look at black people through the eyes of Frantz Fanon has a book that's called Black Skin, White Mask, and that's what that whole book is about. We look at ourselves the same way white people do. So, Salih, Anthony Broder, y'all need to check. He wrote the book that helped me become conscious. It's called From the Broder File. He created this map of black history, and it literally went from this wall to that wall. And the history of white people is only this much. Salih actually sat on the ground and he was like, big bro, like, we've been around this long? We've done this much? Like, the richest man, you ask most kids who's the richest man that ever existed, and most of them be like Steve Jobs, some white folks. No, it was a black African. Literally, Mansa Musa was the richest man. He bankrupt countries for making it rain, literally. So for me, I think in order for us to have better black businesses, we have to first love black people, and if we love black people, we would treat them better and spend with them.
I love how you did that. Thank you.
See how I walked that back around?
I appreciate that.
To the front door.
We got David Banner here in the building on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show at Amazing 102.5 FM. He's talking about his latest project he's got coming out. Thank you. He's got a movie that's in the works.
Yes, I do.
And did we talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Did you want to?
I started talking, just like Salih said, I started talking about black power. I'm sorry, Salih. I talked about black power again. No, we actually have a movie that we're writing now that's called Billy Graham, and it's about that.
Who?
Billy Graham.
The hold on, I'm thinking about the preacher.
I know, and that's the reason why I named it that.
But see,
like, I wasn't gonna say that, but no, it's actually about a black man who was in the army, and he realized that I saw this happen in New York. This guy had just came from the war, and he was defending some black kids, and the cops was like, how dare you be in the army and you out here defending these thugs? And he turned around and told them cops, how dare I fight for this country and people who don't even treat me right when I'm here, and you expect me to not use my skills to defend these black children? He's like, I take all of this off. And that made me realize, like, this black man said, instead of trying to save the world, I'm gonna save my block. Mm-hmm. He literally cleaned up his block. Now, it's a lot of violence, and I took this idea, not took it, but I was influenced by The Matrix. If you remember when The Matrix came out, nobody talked about how deep it was. Nobody talked about the red or the blue pill. They talked about the bullets flying, the cinematography, and how exciting it was. I want my movies to be so bright, move so fast, and are so exciting that people don't really talk about what's positive in it until they already took the pill. You feel what I'm saying? So Billy Graham is going to be very violent, and I'm going to look very, very sexy. And one of the problems is, can I ask y'all a quick question?
Yes.
Like, before I leave. Y'all didn't hear about what happened to me at TSA in Atlanta?
What happened to you at TSA?
Like, when I was coming here.
What happened when
I'm
you
serious,
was coming
y'all.
here?
I hope it don't bring down the vibe of the show. Like, the I really think they racially profiled me.
How?
I was coming through, me, Regina, and Salih, and they actually literally tried to tackle me. And then I was like, Regina was like, go quietly, and I was like, okay. And they took me in the back, and they say, David Banner, you can't walk through Atlanta with weapons of mass destruction.
Oh my God.
He's good.
I'm so mad. Reels me in, y'all.
The Car Box 2, baby. New single with Bun B called Swangin.
DavidBanner.com. We're with the finest women in the nation, going from city to city, hotel to hotel. No, I'm just joking.
Y'all heard that?
Why would you do that?
She was like, oh my God.
I'm like, who should we call?
Why did they do that to him?
What happened?
Why would they do that?
Weapons of mass destruction.
I'm gonna email everyone.
Let me tell you, if y'all look at their eyes, they over there. Here come the bull.
That's why he turned around.
Here he comes.
Look, you are a beautiful man. You look good. I appreciate what you did with your health.
Thank you.
You know, to get yourself together first, so you can.
Can I be honest with you about something?
Yes.
I really honestly didn't think that they let angels out of heaven until I saw you. And today.
Don't be mad. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Really important, y'all. Hold on.
Okay.
Bar 5015 on 5015 Alameda Sunday. I got a show. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be swinging from the Raptors.
I bet.
We got a very special guest that's coming out that I haven't performed with in 10 years.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's going to be, don't forget, Bar 5015 David Banner this Sunday at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a show. Women, men, get ready. I'm going to show this new chest that I have. One thing that I decided is there's two things that have never done anything for a black man in the South. Do y'all know what that is? Mm-mm. Cotton and ropes. So I've decided that I'm not wearing ties or T-shirts or shirts anymore. I'm not supporting any cotton products, so I am no longer wearing shirts. Are you
serious?
Oh, yeah. Give me 2 more weeks. I'm done with wearing shirts. I'm talking about I'm going to church, and I'm just going to put, like, Peter going to be following me around because I'm just going to put, like, a bear pelt over my back during the winter.
Okay, we appreciate that.
Be careful what churches you go to looking like that, too.
All right.
Well, some of these preachers, okay.
Moving right along.
This is the new amazing 102.5, and we're about to get David Banner out here now.
For sure. No, we got this beautiful man here in the studio with us.
I really appreciate y'all, man, and I really appreciate Texas and Houston for supporting me, and from Scarface to bless his soul, Bun B, and rest in peace, Pimp C, and just like everybody who's ever done for me, man. Like, I really appreciate y'all, and I'll say that it's hard for me standing for what I stand for, and I didn't think that I needed support, and I do. So to be able to come to places and it feel like home, and we on the road all the time, so to be able to come here, like we was in Walmart yesterday, and yeah, I do shop in Walmart, as exquisite as I do look, because I do want some cheaply priced products sometimes. But like a dude stopped us yesterday, like, I just left Latoria, and I'm like, you watching me, man? and people really do take care of me, and I feel like I'm at home now with you guys, and that's the reason why I get up here and act a fool, and I thank y'all.
We love it.
I really do. Thank you.
We love it. We love it. David Banner here in studio on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show on Amazing 102.5 FM. He's got movies in the works. He's got projects in the work. He's got Godbox that's you can find where? Where can we find Godbox?
DavidBanner.com. You can find everything everywhere you want to go, but I would rather them get it from me. They said something about Spotify that was so amazing. It was like, the dude that owns Spotify has never done music in his life, and he makes more money.
Ain't that something?
He makes more money off of our music than any other person on this earth does. So I would rather you buy it from DavidBanner.com, and everything you need to know, including the metaverse, including the God boxes that come out, because people don't know this. I created a God box that is being duplicated now a lot, but we create these boxes, these special gift boxes, and we're coming up with a new one, and it's going to be one of the dopest things on this planet. So if you want to know about all of it, go to DavidBanner.com.
Super dope, super dope. We like to leave our fans, followers, listeners, and supporters with something inspiring, something empowering, something to take with them the rest of the day, the rest of the weekend, all the way up to the weekend. David Banner, what can you leave us with?
My chest.
Because it looks good, right?
It looks awesome. That's what I'm leaving them with, my chest.
Very good. Very good. And how do we find you?
DavidBanner.com.
Hey guys, look, I'm Amanda Sapp. I'm gonna leave you with the same thing I always leave you with. Be the change you want to see, and if not you, who? If not now, when? This is the Amanda Sapp Morning Show on Amazing 102.5 FM. We're out.